Hi, and welcome to Woven Worlds. My name is Engelhardt.
I'm Liz.
Yay.
Hi.
Hi.
Today we have a turtle at the back.
Yeah, it's going to join us in our video.
Today, yes. So our video today actually is quite personal. I don't know about you guys, but we have some 3 things we have learned from ourselves from last year that we're still quite kind of on the process of applying to our situations in life.
Because adulting is just the actual get out, as we said in our last video. We're just gonna give you a relatively quick rundown of 3 things we learned very quickly about ourselves last year.
Let's just start with this video. The first thing I learned from myself is that's something that I'm still struggling with, is to love myself more. This idea of how you must be because of society's expectations. So that's something that I'm still kind of trying to not to be unhappy just because someone else is disliked, because I'm not doing the exact same thing that everybody else is doing, or how they expect for me to live my life. I'm still struggling with that still. I'm still trying to learn to love myself more, to give myself a break when I'm not doing things like the rest of the world. We don't have to, because we're all unique. That's one thing that I'm still learning. It's like a long lesson for me still, but to be honest, I'm quite far ahead that from where I was before. So that's my first lesson.
So my first lesson, I would say, I guess it's gonna sound really lame, but feeling my feelings. So I just have this inherent need and desire just to shove my feelings in a box constantly and compartmentalize them and put them away in the back of my head. And I think for the most part that's had a really adverse effect on me in so many ways. Allowing myself to feel feelings was really important to me. Last year was a year of just a lot of groundwork, I guess, which I'm, to be fair, still in the midst of, in regards to gaining more self-confidence, more self-esteem, more self-awareness in a way that doesn't rob me of joy. And so part of that was part of the journey that we all take, to be fair. Getting to know who Engelhardt is on so many levels, and being compassionate and kind to myself when I'm feeling things that I would otherwise judge myself for, like feeling angry at something that probably no one else would get angry at, or feeling happy about something that no one else would be happy about, and not feeling silly about it. Do you know what I mean? I still have those moments, but I don't lock away my feelings as much anymore, because there is something strangely therapeutic about just feeling your feelings. For one thing, you don't want to be this, you don't want to live your life as someone who isn't in touch with themselves on so many levels. And part of the journey that I feel like we all take is understanding ourselves completely and accepting ourselves, and so part of that is feeling emotions that we might not want to feel, and instead of running away from them feelings, we embrace them, we talk to them, we accept them. And with that, you gain compassion and empathy for yourself. And the way that really happened for me was, someone said to me, talk, when these feelings arise, talk to yourself as you would your friend. So I would never say to Elizabeth, if she came to me and she was just I'm feeling really dumb and down in the dumps about something, I'd be girl, shut up, what are you talking about? Let's go out and party, let's just, let's go to Taco Bell and just, eat our weight in quesadillas or whatever. No, I'd be okay, so, how do we, where did that come from? I'd be asking questions, and I'd be empathetic and compassionate to her, as she would with me, and also part of the process is being kind and compassionate to yourself, which is very important. And in doing so, you also become your best friend. You know, you aren't like mean to yourself, you know, instead of like being the voice from your childhood that was like, you know, you should be a particular way. It's like, well, let's question where that voice comes from.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I learned last year.
So now to the second thing I learned from myself last year is say no. These are things that I'm getting better at. Just because like just keep on you know this time I think it's best that you say no. Or it's best that you speak clear and say no. If you don't want that something, or if you just don't prefer to get involved into something or with some group of people or someone, it's best to say no. Still kind of in the process of, but it's getting better just because it gets you to the place where you want to be instead of going to the place where you don't want to be, but you're just there because everybody else is there. So yeah, that's something that's still on the practice, and to be honest, sometimes it's good for your like well-being to say no. It's okay to just say no. That's one of the second thing that I'm still learning in the process, but I'm getting better at.
Amen. My second thing that I learned last year was because I've been more compassionate and kind to myself and, you know, feeling all the feelings, I've basically become more resilient in who I am as a person. Part of that process has been just accepting myself and understanding my worth and also my power as well. A lot of the time you can get into environments where that is not being mirrored, you know. I think we can all attest to that.
Yeah. We all gotta test them.
Oh yeah. So you will be at times like challenged in that mindset where you think that like, you know, what? Like I'm better than this. I can literally do whatever I want. I'm so powerful, I'm so strong. I'm a queen. But there are moments and there are people you will meet who will try and combat that because of their own insecurities and their own issues. The resilience is something that I'm still learning to sort of not really conquer, but have an understanding and awareness that it's part of me and it's always been a part of me, but I need to tap into it more in order to not allow anything or anyone to try and combat that because they're projecting their insecurities and negativity onto me. But again, that comes with feeling my feelings and not like hiding away from, you know, hiding away from life when life gets tough, you know. It's a process that I've kind of been on and I will continue to be on.
The third lesson that I've learned from myself from last year is trust myself more. And that's one thing that I kind of keep struggling, but not as much as before. And also trust yourself more. It has to do also with loving yourself more, to be able to trust yourself, trust that you're doing the right thing or you're taking the right decisions. But again, when you live in an environment where everybody thinks they're right and just because you're younger than them or something like that, you are wrong or you just lack enough wisdom or anything else. It's like, obviously it makes you insecure. It makes you feel like, yeah, you're right. You're older than me, so you're wiser.
Right. Been there, done that.
Yeah, so basically that's something that I've been struggling a lot, obviously, the past years. Now, obviously, I come to realize that no, just because a person is older doesn't make them wiser. It's a combination of basically of life experiences. What do you think of yourself? The love you have here for yourself, that's one of them. Because obviously if you don't love yourself, how would you be able to love someone else? Or what can you advise someone else about life, about things, about what's more important, like for your own self, if you don't love yourself more, if you don't trust yourself more. So that's one of the roads that I'm still in. Like she was talking a moment ago, talk to yourself and just as if it was your friend and just see, okay, why am I feeling like this? why is it that I get this vibe from certain place or people or anything else? Why does it make me so comfortable? You know, just like you talk to your best friend, just talk to yourself, just love yourself more, and more importantly, trust yourself more. If it feels good, it then is for you. If it doesn't, then even if the rest of the world is doing it or is doing the same thing, doesn't mean you're wrong. So yeah, that's one thing. That's my third lesson. Still in the process.
My third and final thing that I learned last year is the importance of self-love. As Elizabeth was saying before, it's imperative to, you know, really love yourself unashamedly. And I know that especially as women, and especially women of colour, we're not really sort of put in that position to do so. It's almost like everything within the society is telling you that you should hate yourself and that you're not worthy. We have to build that resilience within ourselves to build that back up, or even just start building it. And so that's one thing I've learned last year, that self-love and awareness of who I am is enough. Just accepting myself and loving myself completely, instead of feeling like, oh, if this was different, if I changed this, if I lost weight, if I didn't have this or that and the third, then my life would be better, I'd be a happier person. The thing is, life happens. So that's not to say that, you know, I'm not ashamed about being like a beautiful black woman. I understand that my worth is constantly contested just by my existence and my identity, but that doesn't mean that I have to also play into that as well, or even accept it or believe it. Like I was saying before, I have to do everything in my power to combat that. Just understanding that I am enough as I am more than enough, is something that, you know, it's probably one of the most challenging things I've learned, because it's not even just society, childhood, things that just happen as you grow up.
Society.
Yes, just a variety of things really just tend to try and reiterate to you that you aren't worthy of anything.
This is the perfection. This is how the requirements to become perfect. Of how you must be, how you must look, how you must think, how you must feel.
Yeah, and it's unrealistic. Not just, it's for everyone, but I feel like we as women of colour, we suffer from it the most, because there's an expectancy for you to be a particular way. And most of the time that particular way is based on racist, stereotypical tropes that have been completely just based on fiction, not fact. But again, I'm continuing to just have a lot of love for myself and continue my affirmations and be around people who, I guess, reflect that back to me. Not in like a selfish way, but just understanding that like I have a right to be around people who will have an understanding and respect of me and who I am, and not want to change me or anything like that. It's my third and final thing that I learned from 2019.
Yes. So like we were saying, that's our lessons. We're still working on them, of course. That doesn't mean that we already did and done.
We're done.
Yeah,
yes.
No, it's something we need to put into practice on every life situation that comes our way. Feel free to share it with us. We will love to hear what you have to say, what you feel, what you still have in doubts, concerns. Just share it in the comments below, and we'll get back to you. And obviously, like we were saying on our first video, we would like for you to share your world with us.
Yes.
And at the same time, we
yes, share your world with us, because whilst our worlds are woven, all of our worlds are woven. They're all interconnected. Everything is connected. Give us your 3 things that you learned last year.
Or even if it's more, just go ahead.
This is space for everyone, not just a few people.
But thank you so much for your support, and you can always message us on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it
thumbs up,
like,
subscribe,
all share that. It with everyone.
Every single person.
Your way.
Yeah,
everybody. So, we'll see you on our next video. Which will be pretty soon.
Yeah.
When soon.
Pretty soon. We can't tell you what it is, but you'll like it because it's us. Alright, take care, guys.
So much, guys. See
Bye. Okay. So with that,
like that.
woven worlds. This week we have a turtle joining us. Okay.
No worries.
Okay. Go through certain things in life. We'll talk about turtles later, damn it.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Stay there.
Stay. Good boy.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what your gender is. Don't fall.